Support for Radio Friends comes from La Brunerie Financial, where they work to ensure a lifetime of financial security for people from all walks of life, from investment services to retirement plans. If you're looking for a trustworthy company that has the experience and knowledge to put your interests first, contact La Brunerie Financial, a community-based investment counseling firm since 1966. And welcome to Radio Friends on Monday, November the 8th. My friend MARILYN McLEOD is with us from the League of Women Voters. And today we're going to talk about something that is very important to many, many people. And that is paid leave. Right? Yes. This is part of your Lunch and Learn?
It is.
Okay.
Right.
So what do we know about paid leave?
Well, those folks who have jobs that offer it don't even think twice about it.
Right. You just think that, oh, this is one of my benefits, it's my right, and everybody has it, but everybody doesn't have it.
Right. In fact, there's quite a lot of people who do not. It's just not provided. And I say it's something you take for granted if you have a job that provides that, but if you don't, what kind of roadblocks it presents? If you are a parent of young children, if your children get sick, can you take time off to care for your children? Or if you have no paid leave, then you have to go to work. So it is a concern for many people, and rightly so.
Do you know the percentage of people who are actually out in the job market who do not have paid leave as a benefit? You know,
I do not know that percentage, but I believe it's quite high, actually. Probably more surprising than we might think. Millions of people.
What are you trying to accomplish with the Lunch and Learn?
Well, what we are doing is the League of Women Voters traditionally studies various public policy issues, and this is one that our Kansas City League has taken up and done a study of paid leave in Missouri. And they're going to present their findings at our Lunch and Learn on November 9th at noon on Zoom.
Mm-hmm. And so it'll be on Zoom.
Right. It'll be on Zoom, and they will share their findings about, in Missouri, what are the statistics and, what can we do? How are there ways to ameliorate the situation? Would it be through legislation or other public policies with corporations, different companies, to encourage them to provide it? So this will be an opportunity to hear about their study and also, to learn about it and then perhaps to take action.
Okay. So if people want to be a part of this Lunch and Learn program, what do they need to do?
They would either go to our website, lwvcbc.org, or the library's website, dbrl.org. The library is a co-sponsor, and there will be a place to register for this program. It just takes a moment. You put your name in, and then you get a link for the program.
So who will be speaking?
Some of the members from Kansas City League who have done this study, and they will be presenting.
And will they present information on what people can do to try to bring paid leave to everyone?
Well, I hope they will have suggestions. I don't know really the text of what they're going to say.
It's not that simple.
Right, exactly.
It's a complicated issue,
right.
And it's not something that's going to be accomplished overnight, but at least you can start talking about it.
Exactly.
All right, MARILYN McLEOD, thank you so much for coming by.
Right,
and please come back and visit us again, and hopefully you'll be able to do those Lunch and Learns in person pretty soon.
That would be lovely.
Next year.
Right.
Next year.
Right.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, now we're going to talk about memory, how to improve our memory. How many times have you forgotten something that you did a couple of days ago, but you can remember 15, 20 years ago? Well, Danielle Winton is with us. She is the founder of Memory Strategy. And you said there is a way that we all can improve our memory.
That's right.
And how is that?
Well, there's a lot of different techniques and tricks and tips that people can use that people just haven't been taught, right? Have you ever had a memory class before?
No.
No. And so people just don't know what they're capable of. So I teach people how to learn, how to study, how to remember, how to recall, how to retain information, how to soak up information. So they're just skills that a lot of people don't even know exist.
Can you give us an example here?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. So like, let's say you want to remember someone's name. You meet someone at an event, his name.
Oh, that's what I'm bad at.
Right. Everyone says, how do I remember
remembering
names?
people's names. I can remember faces, but names just go right by me.
Exactly. And there's a reason for that. Names are very common. And so our brain is constantly filtering out important information versus not important information. So a name like Brian might not stick in our brain. So we have to be active in getting it to stick. So an example of that would be, how can I create an association or link it to something that's already in my brain? So an example would be Brian in my brain sounds like die and yam. So I make something that rhymes with it. So now I've got a crazy picture in my head. So stick with me. So imagine you meet this guy, Brian, and what is he doing? He is dyeing yams a different color to be purple and yellow and blue and white. And so now you've got this weird visual of him doing something crazy, but it rhymes with his name. And so now you're more likely to recall his name because you've spent time associating it with something else that's already in your brain.
But what if you remember his name, but you can't remember his face? you got to put the face with it.
Right. And so
normally it'll do that.
Well, when you're intentional about meeting someone, right, instead of being distracted and thinking about what you're going to say, looking at them, looking at their facial features and taking that in, soaking that in, being present in the moment, that will really help you.
Okay. How about remembering where you put things? That's something that happens to me now.
Yes. Well, I will say this. So there are memory experts, people in the Guinness Book of World Records who have memorized large amounts of information, and even they forget where they put their keys. So it is perfectly normal to forget where you place things, but of course there's little tips and tricks we can do. So having a routine, putting them in the same place all the time. And if you don't remember, there's actually a really interesting study that says when we go in and out of doorways, whether physically or in our mind, it helps us recall things. So you think about, oh, I just went into a new room. I can't remember what I was going to do when I came into this room. If you go back to that other room, you're likely to remember. It serves as an event boundary. It's fascinating.
Okay, because sometimes I will go down to the basement for something. Mm-hmm. I'll get down to the basement and I'll say, what did I come down here for? I can't remember. But you're saying if I go back up the steps...
You're more likely to remember.
And go back to where I started, I'm probably going to remember what I was going down to the basement for in the first place. Mm-hmm. Okay. If people, obviously we could go on and on with this, but if people want more information on how to improve their memory, how do they get in touch with you?
Sure. If you go to my website, it's memorystrategy.com. All my contact information is there. I've got email, phone number, text, anything like that.
Okay. So it's www.memorystrategy.com. Visit the website and all. Do you have any tips on that website too?
Yeah, there's some blog information, and you can read all about it.
All right. Thank you very much, Danielle. It was good having you here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'll remember your name now with your face.
Danielle.
Danielle. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Something you'd like to hear or see, drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu. That's Danielle.